So if you had told me a few years ago that I would be completely rewriting my life at the age of 60, I never would have believed you. But there seems to be a quiet shift happening right now. Women in midlife who have worked 30 or more years in corporate careers, who have raised kids, who have been taking care of everybody else, and who have done everything right, are looking around asking a terrifying but beautiful question. What do I do now? We are burnt out. We look at the next 10 years and think to ourselves, I can't do this for another 10 years. I can't do this anymore. Because it does not align anymore with the person that they are. So if you are sitting at your desk or sitting in your car and you're thinking the same thing, you are not in a midlife crisis. You are having an awakening. So today I want to share with you I have learned about starting over at 60 years old, the truth that nobody prepares you for, and how exactly to claim your second half. My name is Sonia, and I have been a single mom to a boy who is now going to be 21 years old. I had a lot of struggles financially. I filed bankruptcy, almost lost my home to foreclosure, and I had my car repossessed. And during that time, I really never knew if I was going to make it through. But about a year ago, I ended up selling my home, paying off the remainder of my debt, and moving to the countryside where I have wanted to live for quite some time, just far enough out, away from people, away from traffic. I am renting an apartment from friends until I find a little house that I can live in and have a simple and peaceful life. And over this time, I started to realize that it's time to start over. I have raised my boy to be a nice young man, and it's time for me, and I needed to figure that out. So let's talk about that 30 years in corporate where I have been, and you might be too. You have that structure, you have that regular paycheck. You have spent decades prioritizing company goals and then coming home to prioritize your family's needs. You master the art of putting yourself last. But then midlife hits. Your kids are grown. That corporate landscape shifts. And you feel like you are trapped, like you're in a cave. And you don't want to be told what to do anymore. You don't want to have to ask to take a day off. You want more independence and you want more freedom. And in the back of your mind, you have always thought, okay, I'd really like to do something on my own. I'd really like to have my own business. I think the hardest part of starting over is admitting it. Admitting that you don't want to do this anymore and you can't do this anymore for another 10 years. And realizing that the standard definition of success doesn't buy your freedom, your happiness, or your peace. So here's the first thing that I wish somebody had told me when I started to question my path. Stop waiting for a master plan. When we want to make a pivot, our analytical brain starts to go through this 10-step process of wanting a guarantee that everything's going to work out, wanting everything to be just right before we take that step. We tell ourselves that once I know exactly what this online business is going to be and what that looks like, I will wait to start until then. But here's what I've learned. Clarity does not precede action. You've got to take that action first in order to get clarity. You've got to take the action to know what it is that you want to do, to know what your passions are, to know what you enjoy. You've got to take that first step before you figure that out. I still struggle with that. But every day I take one step forward to try to learn what is best for me, what it is that I enjoy, what it is that I'm doing, and what I could be doing once I leave that corporate job. You cannot think your way into a new life. You have to act your way there. You try things. You make a messy video. You write a rough draft. You try to edit that video and make numerous mistakes. But once you take that tiny step forward every single time, you start to have more clarity. So how do we start to do this intentionally without burning our whole life to the ground? It comes to a few core shifts. Number one is redefine your alignment. Ask yourself, if I had a free Tuesday, what was it that I would do with my life? What would I want to do on that day if I had complete freedom? If your current job, your current environment, and your habits don't align with that, that's when you know that you need to take that next step. Number 2 is shift from consuming to creating. Starting over means finding your voice again, whether that's writing, creating content, building a personal brand, or learning a new digital skill. Just start creating. Number 3 is protect your peace. Downsizing is not about just cleaning out a closet or a house. It's about clearing out your obligations, toxic environments, and expectations that weigh you down. A simple, peaceful life comes with learning to let things go that no longer serve you, and the woman that you are becoming, the woman that you want to be. So starting over at 60 is not about erasing your past. You have 30 plus years of resilience, skills, and wisdom. You're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. Trust it. Be intentional about your second half. Take one tiny step towards that little voice, because you have spent long enough taking care of the world, and now it's your turn. So if this message resonated with you, go ahead and comment below. I would love to hear your story. I try to read every single one. Let's build a community of women rewriting their lives. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like, go ahead and watch my prior video where I talk about losing it all and how I started rebuilding my life. And I'll see you in the next one.